never slow up. No, I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up.
Hello and welcome. Today we're going to dive deep into the TSR debacle that has been placed at my feet. Just over a year ago, I started covering the TSR versus Wizards of the Coast situation that had arise. TSR being a old name, they are now known as TSR Hobbies, or in a lot of circles, they're being known as NuTSR or New TSR. You will see this in a lot of posts online, and you will see a lot of people call it that because there has been, I believe, 4 different, maybe even more renditions of the name TSR being tossed around. TSR, Tactical Studies Rules, was created by Gary Gygax back in the 70s. They were the original creators of Dungeons and Dragons, and that legacy lives up today. This was done in Lake Geneva at what is now known as the Dungeon Hobby Shop Museum, which has been owned and operated, I believe, by Justin Lanasa, and which is also the owner of TSR Hobbies, of the newest version of this company. Now, things have gone completely off the rails. Things have gone in such a direction that everything I say in this video is, I cannot personally take it forward. I cannot personally say yay or nay on a lot of situation here. There's a lot of information here, and I'm going to try and spell it out as best as I possibly can in this situation.
And I know of sadness, the anxious and panic, the infinite vastness of all that is blackness.
So where does this all start? Well, it all starts with a disclaimer that Wizards of the Coast put on legacy products of TSR, saying that they were made in a time where people had a different mindset of stuff, and today's modern age has crept into this in particular. TSR brought up a Indiegogo, which they attempted to try and garner support to bring down this disclaimer, to take it off the original TSR products, because in all intents and purposes, there's a thought that this confuses players, confuses people, creates a pseudo libel, although they own the product. So how do you put on libel for something that you own? You can't. That's the problem. So this is a disclaimer that Wizards of the Coast put up there, and TSR was originally trying to make the support to bring it down, to take it off. At that time, I supported trying to take this disclaimer off. I do not believe these trigger warnings and these disclaimers need to be on these products. There was a large video that was done by Hoglog, putting up nothing but red flags against this. I saw that video, I got my comment section, and I went, you know what, hold on, and let me draw this back and look into this deeper. All I did at the time was look at the surface, and when I dove deep into this situation, every little ugly head popped itself out of a gopher hole, and then I had to smack them back down, because this is a complete and ugly mess of a company that does not deserve the name TSR. Now, I gotta say, with this disclaimer, one of the biggest reasons why I don't think it needs to be there is because D&D wasn't ever racist. It wasn't where people equated it to being racist. Now, coming up later in the video, I will show you something that is absolutely appalling towards that, and it's not coming out of Wizards of the Coast, and that's why I'm one of the main reasons of making this video. So in the course of all of this, there's a YouTube channel and site put up there called Tankyard's Tavern. They covered a lot of D&D products, and they've been covering the story much like I have, but they have actually compiled a ton of this information from the latest TSR Justin Lanasa screenshot dump and post. This was something that I've kind of known is there, but I didn't really pay much attention to. This is back in June 26, 2021. My original video was June 20th. Posts here that they do put up there that I want to draw attention to. One particular Dungeon Hobby Shop Museum here at TSR. We aim to do all our products, creating our products in the spirit of take it, please, or leave it. And thank you for taking the time to at least check it out. Well, all of us are checking out your projects and your creations now, and none of us like what we see. All that I've personally seen is a theft of an IP known as Star Frontiers. It was the original predecessor to Spelljammer and all this other stuff. Star Frontiers has its own sort of following because it's kind of Star Trek meets D&D sort of scenario. They all go on to continue here. We will create be racist, religionist, pacifist, ageist, probably not. A lot of these issues got past game designers, writers, artists, and other industry people in the past. And why do I bring this post up? This is a post that is going to ring a lot of bells right away. Luke Gygax, one of the sons of Gary Gygax, posting, also basically jacking the TSR logo from Jason Elliott. Jason Elliott was doing a podcast with the TSR logo. It was trademarked under license from Wizards of the Coast. The bombastic press release and claims of the old IP, making a quick, nostalgic money grab based on my father's name and not much else. So I'm making it clear I don't like this style and I have zero to do with TSR. TSR, back when they had the brand account of TSR under the TM. Stop making stuff up, Luke. You were never part of TSR. Gary Gygax played D&D with his children. Every single one of his kids was a part of TSR. So this here, saying that they're not, is completely false and is a lie. So there's a lot to go on here. If you guys want to check this out, I'm probably going to put a post down below. Happy to announce that in addition to the flagship A New World and game system by James N. Ward and Deinhardt, Giant Lands, and Justin Lanasa, children's RPG Taters and Tots, his own sort of thing on it. Our next internal project, Star Frontiers, a reboot of the original, is currently in pre-production. This is owned by Wizards of the Coast. They're using the original IP of Star Frontiers, which when we go into the patent office files, Justin Lanasa has registered the trademark for the name Star Frontiers. Now it's being named Star Frontiers New Genesis.
You said some shit that I can't let go, so just stay tuned for the rest of the show. So have you ever felt betrayed?
Now this is all out in the open. There was a file dump that went through all of this situation. There was Tankard's Tavern's done a video on this, so has a couple other YouTubers at this time. I was in the middle of watching this particular file dump, this video on it, and right in the middle of it, it went private. Now, little do these people know, I still have access to this because it was actually cached in my history on my laptop. However, my laptop is very old. I only use it to watch YouTube stuff and to post on Twitter. I can't install or uninstall stuff on it. The laptop in itself is it's a piece of crap. I can't do anything with it. So when this went private, I had to do what I had to do to try and get a copy of it myself. I actually had to jump into a Discord call and record it on a different computer to get a copy of this. So I will tell you guys right now, this is not the best quality. This is a third-party sort of recording that I've had to do myself. This is not something that is normal to have to do this type of thing. I'm not going to go through the entire video because there's some stuff in there that I just don't believe is relevant, like Lanasa's background in this case. But I'm going to just play a little bit at the beginning. They have a very muffled mic. They've disoriented the way their mic is sounding, and this is to be like an espionage sort of under the radar thing to put it out there. So I do question its origin to begin with.
I am someone that he would never suspect. But I will not work with, nor will I help support in any way, those individuals who are racist and bigoted. Those individuals who will lie about things like being in the FBI.
Anyway, I've put on a couple gain filters here because it didn't record very well. I've had to transfer this file around, so it's not the greatest quality, and I'm sorry for that. If the video maybe came unprivate, we can watch it normally, but for some reason when this fell into my lap, it went private, and it's kind of strange in that sense. Anyway, the only thing that I really care about this, is this
Names
list
like
here.
Luke Gygax, Eric Tenkar, Meg the Sorceress, Tim Kask, Heidi Gygax. Heidi Gygax, Tim Kask, Luke Gygax.
Anyway, this list, I'll bring up a screenshot and we'll go over it in better detail. The other thing that's in here is the files that they have access to with the Starfront tiers, all this new sort of stuff. Like this video is, it's weird because it actually shows the stuff of Star Frontiers, the stuff that's been placed there, the stuff that is going through the rendition, and it's showing the PDFs and showing the information that's there. If you notice here, there is no, this is uploaded by whoever or whatever. The only other thing that's of note here is who has access here. They have TSR Hobbies as the access for the drive. So they are someone that is with TSR Hobbies. This drive is current, seems to be what's coming out, and is the beta for the Star Frontiers new Genesis. So this is the list in particular. I've covered this on a couple live streams. If you guys have not been subscribed to the channel, I do live stream. I relatively weekly. I try to do a Friday, Saturday live stream. It's the days I have off. I might be having a few extra days here soon. But this list, I am placed on this list. I am the highlighted list, and I am listed as a traitor to TSR. I'm up there with the likes of Luke Gygax. I'm up there with the likes of Tim Kask, the creator of Dungeon Magazine. Like, these are a lot of people that I'm on a list with. And this actually throws a lot of stuff and exposes their own lies that they were originally attacked by Wizards of the Coast over a year ago. I made a video where TSR made an accusation that Wizards of the Coast was attacking them directly, behind the scenes and all these things. And one of the names is Meg the Sorceress. I recognize the name, but I don't know the name. It's been, you know, diving deep into sort of things here, and I don't even need to even go into who they are, nor do I care. This list is recent. This list goes through from Larry Gygax and down with Techyard's Tavern, and continues forward with me on the list and other people. And this list has been created over the last year, not the time before where TSR actually claimed they were attacked by Wizards of the Coast. So that in itself, I believe, is now a lie. I believe that is part of their disinformation, that they originally were sowing the seeds of the lies that's saying that Wizards of the Coast was attacking them directly. It does not seem to be the case, because if that was the case, this list would be more than these 22 people that have spoken up against this company over the last year. I'm on their list. I don't care. I'm glad to be on this list, because what's next under the Star Frontiers banner is absolutely disgusting. It's nothing that people want in a game, and I think that they really need to step back and take a real look at their own company. Leaked or not by people, whoever did it, whoever put it out there, whoever is this whistleblower putting it out there, is putting this stuff in the forefront. And I wouldn't be surprised if this goes along the lines to Wizards of the Coast, to their lawyers, because I've even heard that this caused a emergency meeting at Wizards of the Coast. I'm not entirely sure if that's true or not, but they know this is there, and it is absolutely disgusting to see this in the game, especially when they make posts earlier talking how they're not going to be racist, how they're not going to let these things bypass the writers and the producers of the game, how Lanasa is going to sit there and put a stop to the racism. He didn't. This is a screenshot that I have from Tankard's Tavern. It's probably the more clear version I can get of this screenshot, and that's why I'm using it here today. In the files for Star Frontier, they have these examples of races, and I'm not going to repeat what they are. I'm just going to put it on screen. You guys can see for yourself what it is, and I believe this is where they said Dungeon Hobby Shop wasn't going to put this type of thing in their stuff, and that this type of thing was actually produced and was missed by writers in the past. This is now out there and now in the beta version of the Star Frontiers. There's also a newer version of this file going on and around there, where people are now getting access to it, where it looks like it was back in January, which would have been an alpha or a predate to the alpha version of it, when the other video and the file dumps that happened were the beta version of it, meaning it's almost there to publication, almost there to print, which it would be very interesting to get a copy of the book that's been published, because there are pictures that the book has been published, to see if this is actually in there. Putting this type of thing is blatantly racist. It was, there's no defense to it. Like, it is blatantly racist and doesn't belong in anything, any sort of gaming atmosphere. If you want to do these type of things in your own personal game, do that in your own personal game. We don't need to see it in a public forum. We don't need to see this in a public entity. And I for one, do not like this, and I think it is absolutely disgraceful. It's beyond something that I would have ever thought I would see in the current day and age. This type of thing will not win you customers. This type of thing will not put your game on the pedestal. There's been talk that this is faked, but why in the world would I be on the haters list, and then this also be in that list, in those PDF files? Why in the world? I'm a nobody. I know nothing of the details of this. I'm just a Canadian guy in his basement making a YouTube video showing this stuff. So at this point, I have to sit there and go, why in the world would you be this stupid and make this type of racist BS and print it in a game? What am I supposed to do with this? I've sat there and there's been stuff that Wizards of the Coast has done on the opposite side of this coin, and I look at it and go, how do I make a video on this? How do I talk about this type of crap? And this takes the cake. So on top of all of this, they claimed it's fake. They claimed it was a fake PDF. Once again, I'm on this list. So either I'm being played as a pawn here, which I don't believe is the case, because I am a little nobody in this situation, or all of it's real. Well, I have to go with it's all real, especially when the Dungeon Hobby Shop Museum on Facebook comes out and says it's real because it was leaked. This is real. It says their ex-PR person leaked all of this, which that in itself, I'm not entirely sure who leaked it. I don't really care who leaked it at this point. Yeah, they say Michael Hovermail, which is also on that list, our volunteer XPR social media guy, and his son Logan are the ones releasing our private IP and false screenshots and videos of our beta work of Star Frontier's New Genesis, and we have further proof who he is. I already know who the guy is in Discord and stuff like that, so I didn't even need to go over all this stuff. They confirmed it's real in this post. On top of all of this, I've seen posts, I've seen other things confirming, other sources confirming it's real by TSR people. So what do we do with this? Well, right now I'm presenting you guys the facts, what I see, what I know. There's more out there. There is so much information on this, and there's so much that continues to fall at my feet. I don't know where to filter it, and I've tried my best here to put it up there and to filter it for all of you guys watching today. And a personal message to Justin Lanasa. You need to wipe the slate clean. You need to just Gut it. Cut it off of the head. Be done with it. Cut your losses and walk away from everything to do with the name of TSR. You've done it no good. You've drugged it through the mud, and now it's going to be even worse. And that's not the legacy Gary left us gamers. That's not what we see today. I saw a very welcome and opening game. And I have to say, if this is the future of TSR, I want nothing at all to do with it. I sit there and I've backtracked on a lot of things for Wizards of the Coast, not buying their products. I have stopped really supporting any product that comes out from Wizards of the Coast because I definitely disagree with it, and it goes away from the kitchen table nature of the game with more of an ideology scenario, and that in itself I find is not right. But what I'm seeing here today from TSR is something that's just going to wind up face down in the dirt and forgotten. This is going to be another blip on the radar for companies that could have done something and just ruins their image by allowing this to fester and foster and to continue to just go downhill. Wizards of the Coast thinks they're doing the right thing by changing the names, by giving dungeon masters permission to play stereotypes in their games. And this is where we move forward, and you're always playing at your kitchen table, and you're playing the game the way you want to play it. You can always have rule 0 and change the rules as you see fit. The whole idea of the rule system was just to have a rule system and something to base everything off of. The whole reason why there's all these different races in the games is to have something unique, have something that's fantasy, have something that's not even close to reality. But what we're seeing here today with Star Frontiers and the type of stuff that they have brought in there is vindicative of the world wars. This is leading up to a disaster, and there's no coming back from this type of hateful mongering that we have seen in this situation, in this event, in this blip on the radar at this point. I hope to move forward and just put this all behind us. Let me move forward to a different company that can maybe create something that's great and valuable. But everything that I have seen coming out of this company, none of it doesn't hold any value. Thanks for watching. This is your Proud Canadian Phoenix, Cindershadow. I'm signing off here. If there's more to the story, I may post some more. If you guys have questions or comments, please leave them down below. It will mean a lot when everything is said and done, when this dust settles. It's too much to really give an idea on what's going on here. Things could change tomorrow. New evidence may emerge that's where TSR is in the right, and they may have everything under their stone and get lifted up and show even more hateful imagery and hateful stuff that goes along with their stuff. From what I understand, with the information that's set in front of me, I have to walk away. I have to sit there and say, this is what I had. If you guys want to take a look at everything I've seen, I'll try and leave what I can for links. Look up the Tankard's Tavern. They are a great source on this. There's even on Twitter, No Hate in Gaming thread, which by itself, I don't agree with some of the methods that they have used in this. Make up your own minds when it comes down to it. Let me know what you think down in the comments. Anyway, don't forget to like and subscribe. I will see you all next time. Thanks for watching.